Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Bearded IT Dad, where we give you advice and insight on how to grow your career in the IT field. My name's Dakota, and tonight we're going to talk about some of the basic skills you need to be able to land an entry level job in the IT field. So stay tuned because we're going to talk about that and much more after this. Again, welcome to the Bearded IT Dad. Tonight, it's a very interesting topic. I put out a YouTube poll tonight and today and asked you guys what you want this week's live stream to be about. And 53% of you guys said you want to talk about the basic skills needed to be able to land an entry level job in the IT career field. So let's talk about that. And after a bit, I will answer any questions you guys might have in the live stream. If you're watching this on the replay, you have any questions about entering the IT field, make sure and put them in the comments below. I get back to every single one of you guys. So, to land an entry level help desk position, what kind of skills are needed? Well, I'm going to talk about one of the very first, and one I think is the most important skill you need to be able to land an entry level job in the IT career field, and that is your soft skills. If you've been around the channel a while, you've heard me talk about it a lot. Soft skills are some of your most important skills you're going to need to be able to land a position in the IT career field. Soft skills are those skills that you use to communicate with others and to be able to talk to someone, be able to talk to someone in a way they're not feeling like you're talking down to them. You make them feel like you're on the same level. Soft skills is your ability to communicate, what you are doing, how you are troubleshooting in a non kind of tech jargon way. One of the great entry level IT certifications out there is the Comptia A plus. And part of the Comptia A plus, it actually talks about personality and soft skills and job situational awareness and things like that. And one thing you need to know is, you don't want to be talk all these big tech words to someone you're trying to help. It's going to make them feel like you don't care about them. It's going to make you come off as rude, inappropriate, but you'd also don't want to come off as condescending. You don't want to come off as like you're talking down to them or you're better than them since you can fix this problem. That's something you want to stay away from. So number one of the most important skills is your ability to communicate. And if you've ever worked in any customer service job, those ideal customer service skills is what you'll need. If you haven't worked in customer service position, you might want to try to volunteer, maybe volunteer at a local church or an organization and kind of build up those customer service skills. Customer service is a big part of the IT field. Gone are the days of the basement IT departments. You have to have good people skills to be able to be successful in this field. So that's one of the most important skills, especially when you are just getting into the field. You might not have any of the other skills that we talk about tonight, but if you have those soft skills and the ability to communicate with people, that there alone is potentially enough to land you an entry level position. So let's kind of dive into some of the things you might deal with and some of the things you might see at an entry level help desk position. Some of the things you might be working on is computers, desktops, laptops. You might be working on mobile devices such as iPads, cell phones. You're probably going to work on printers a lot. You might deal with some networking device. Those are some of the hardware devices you're going to probably see on a day to day help desk position. Receipt printers, badge scanners, things like that is some of the hardware you're likely going to see. So, having a basic general understanding of how to troubleshoot those devices is really helpful. And that's why I suggest anyone looking to enter the IT field really study. You don't necessarily have to go out and get the A plus if you don't want to, but the CompTIA A plus is one of the best certifications you can get to really prepare yourself for anything you might see on an entry level position because it covers all those bases. I'll put a link down in the video to a couple and down in the video description to a couple different videos talking about the CompTIA A pluses and the pros and cons with those two exams. So, um, So getting back to kind of, you're going to have some basic, obviously you're probably going to have to deal with Windows. There are some organizations out there that do run Mac OS or Linux. So those are some basic skills you're going to need for the help desk. Likely you're going to be dealing with Active Directory. So kind of diving into the software side, Active Directory, Active Directory domain and computers is what in bigger organizations use to create your has a centralized location to create all your user accounts, connect all your PCs in, and to give them all the updates and policies they need. So likely on the help desk, you're going to probably be creating Active Directory user accounts, Windows accounts for people to log into their workstations. So you're going to need to know how to use Active Directory. Um, you're going to need to learn things like basic networking troubleshooting, how IP addresses work, the ability to look at an IP address and know, hey, that's not the right kind of IP address I'm getting. There's some problem. This computer is not getting network connectivity. That's another big important thing to consider when you're considering a job in the IT field. Um, and one thing I recommend to anyone who is looking to land that entry level position in the IT field is have an end goal in mind. The help desk position is great, but it's not forever. It's not meant to be a forever position. On average, most people I recommend they do about 1 to 2 years at the help desk before they move on into that next higher level position. But figure out what interests you. If you don't know, you just know you want to work in tech, the help desk is a great place for that because you're going to get exposed to all these different technologies out there. You're going to get exposed to, all the networking equipment. You're going to get exposed to security protocols. You're going to kind of get a taste of everything at the help desk, and it will really help you decide what you really want to do long term career wise. But having that end goal in mind, having that focus will really help you learn and build your skills on what you want to do. You will kind of get an idea of what interests you. Do you want to be in security? Do you want to be in networking? Do you want to be an analyst? Do you want to write code or programming? And while you're on the help desk, you'll be able to start studying for your next position. So let's kind of dive back in. I kind of got off track there, but let's dive back into some more of the skills you need. Someone here in the live chat mentioned the Cisco troubleshooting method is pretty good. Having Cisco networking knowledge is definitely going to be helpful, but not necessary at an entry level position. Some people say, well, do I need the Cisco CCNA certification? For those of you who don't know what that is, that's the Cisco Certified Networking Associate certification. It's an entry level networking certification. But I get asked, do I need that certification to be able to start in the IT field? And the answer is no, you don't need that certification. If you have it or you are interested in networking, that certification is definitely going to help you, but is not a requirement to land an entry level position. No certification is actually required to land an entry level position. A help desk position is really kind of that entry level position. You're not going to be making a lot of money at the help desk. Depending on where you live in the world, you can be making as little as minimum wage sometimes at help desk positions. But the goal of the help desk is to build experience in the IT field, to build the experience with technology and communicating with people to be able to advance into your next career, your next position. So that is why I think starting off at the help desk is so important. Now, if you guys are watching this live and have any questions at all, make sure and drop them in the chat and I will get back to you. And if you're watching this on the replay, put your comments down in the put your questions in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Sorry, it sounds like my voice is starting to go a little bit tonight. I'm just getting over a cold, but I wanted to make a point to come on and do my weekly live stream and talk to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are looking, guys and girls are looking to get their start in the IT career field. And I want to help in as many ways as I can. And here's a great question. Let me pull it up here on the screen. Uh, how long did you do at the help desk? So I spent about 2 years at the help desk. My very first job in the field was an IT support specialist. I have videos on my channel talking about day in the life of an IT support specialist and what I did and some of the ways I entered the field. I spent just about 2 years on the entry level help desk before I advanced on. My next position off of the help desk was a network engineer for my local school district for a short time. Um, and then I spent a couple months there, and I got offered a position as a network operations center technician for a local internet service provider. So I jumped on that opportunity, and then shortly after, I got hired as a NOC technician, a network operations center technician. I was actually promoted to direct my current job title, which is director of network operations. So in about 3 years, I went from my entry level position to a long term career position, making six figures. So it is possible. That's pretty extreme. It doesn't happen to everyone. It takes a lot of work to be able to make that big of a jump, but it is absolutely possible in that amount of time to really land your dream job. Welcome, everyone. Another question from JM. Instead of doing the help desk, can I do an entry level position such as repairing or building computers? Um, you know, that's very similar to the help desk, if not a position under the help desk, in all honesty. A lot of times, like a basic, if you're talking like a Geek Squad or something with Best Buy or it's like a local computer repair shop, those are a lot of times very entry level positions. And a lot of the skills you will gain there aren't going to necessarily transition to the help desk. I'd say I put like a Geek Squad, computer repair here, a help desk just barely above that. You're probably going to make a higher salary. And then, you have your higher level positions from there. Um, One of the great things is doing computer repair and building computers is you are building experience in the IT field, a very narrow part of the IT field, because that's just computers, where help desk is a lot broader. But more importantly, you are going to still be building those customer service skills. So absolutely you can land that, but it's going to be harder to take a jump from like a computer repair to like a network engineer or a security analyst. That jump from that position to the next level career position is going to be harder, or you might have to take a step as an interim, something in the between there. So that is my advice on going to work for like a Geek Squad or just computer repairs in general. So as we wait kind of for some more questions to roll in here, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the skills and some of the things you are likely to see in the IT field. So I mentioned to kind of prepare yourself for an entry level position. The Comptia A plus is a great certification to look into. The Comptia A plus, for those of you who don't know, is comprised of two exams. There's a like kind of a hardware and a software troubleshooting exam, you could say. You need to pass both those exams to get your A plus certification. And why I think the A plus certification is so great, not only does it cover nearly everything you're going to see on the entry level position, but some employers really require, there's few employers that require it for a help desk position. And there's some employers that at least prefer you to have it, or they're going to see that you have it and place you higher up. The CompTIA A plus really opens the doors to, I don't want to say opens the doors to potential jobs, but it'll open the doors to potential interviews, is the way I like to look at it. The CompTIA A plus alone won't land you the job. It will not get you a job, but it will open the door to an interview, an opportunity for you to sell yourself to be able to land that position. That is what the CompTIA A plus is great at. JM is asking, I'm close to taking the CCNA. Are there any practice exams you recommend? There is tons of different practice exams out there. Depends on what you're using to study for the CCNA. Here on YouTube, there's some practice labs. And that's one of the best ways to learn. For practice exams, if you're using an online e-learning platform, CBT Nuggets, IT Pro TV, INE, Pluralsight, um, I'm just lost my train of thought. But anyways, a lot of those will give you free tools, free practice exams and exam simulators. So if you're using one of those online platforms, look into that. More than likely, it comes with a free offering to take free practice exams. Other than that, Boson has a great practice exam platform. You do have to pay for them, but I'd look into the Boson. That is a really great tool to study and prepare for um, the the Cisco CCNA. You also might want to check out David Bombal. He did a lot of CCNA material. He might have some stuff out there. I'm trying to think of who else, but that's where I at least would start. So, guys, you can really see it is so warm in the studio right now. Our windows are currently broken. I can't open them up, so it gets a little toasty in here. This isn't me. I don't think repairing computers is an entry level position. Usually requires some knowledge on how computers function. You are correct. It's not an entry level position, but it is still below the help desk. If I was looking to enter the field and I was trying to fast track to making as much money as possible, as quick as possible, and really jumpstarting my career, I would look into a help desk position versus computer repair. It's going to look, first of all, it's going to look so much better on the resume. And it's just going to carry you a lot further and getting you a better head start in the field. So, um, Tony, trying to make a career change from a different field into IT. I have an associate's in IT, but no actual experience. Is desktop support the best way to get experience into the desired IT roles? Absolutely. You know, first I'd ask you, what are you interested in doing? Are you interested in networking, security, cloud? Um, you know, Desktop support is definitely a great position. A help desk, IT support specialist, those type of positions is really going to give you the experience you need to jumpstart your career. If you could do a year as a IT support specialist, um, desktop support, desktop support analyst, network technician, something like that. That's really, do a year at that position. You're going to be able to catapult into a lot higher level engineer, administrator like role. So, but let me know what your track is, what you are interested in. I'm currently using Neil Anderson's Udemy course. That's a great Udemy course. There might be some um, CCNA practice labs or practice exams on Udemy. Otherwise, I probably look into Boson, NetSim, or XSim. I think is exam simulator. That's probably the best one out there. I'll see if I can pull it up here really quick. Yep. So, Boson XSim Max. So, I will drop a link for this in the chat here. This would be my best recommendation for CCNA practice exams. They're going to be a little on the spendy side, um, but when it comes to um, studying for the CCNA and actually doing a real good practice exam, it's going to be your best bet. So, how long will it take after we get security plus? So, how long will it take after A plus, how long will it take after A plus we get security plus? How long learning? Thanks. Um, so you're asking how long it will it take after your A plus to get security plus. So if you have your A plus, really everyone's different on that. Um, some people learn faster than others. Um, I've seen people do it in a couple months, get their security plus. I've seen people take years to get it. It really depends on how fast and how dedicated you are and how much time you have available to lend to studying. You can get the security plus really fast. My question to you would be, are you currently working in the IT field? Because if you're not working in the IT field, don't get your security plus yet. Get your A plus and get an entry level job in the IT field. That's my biggest advice to you. I know a lot of people out there will like to get like the Comptia trifecta. They'll get A plus, Net plus, and Security plus, and then go look for a job. Um, but that is not what I recommend to do. If you're gonna wait to get a job to get a certification, get your A plus, and then go from there. Otherwise, don't wait to get any certifications to land a job. Start building that experience. You don't need any certifications to land a help desk level position. So that's my biggest advice to you. If you have more questions about that, put it down in the chat, and I will definitely get back to you. I'm struggling with the same situation as JM. I have 2 interviews. Congratulations. One at help desk starting at $14 an hour, or one at Geek Garage job repairing PC's phone starting at $20 an hour. If I have a choice, I'll go help desk. That's a hard one because $20 an hour is a lot different than $14 an hour. At that situation, if you had to choose, I'd almost advise you to go for the Geek Garage because you're still building enough experience. If you're doing like PC repair phones and stuff like that. But what I would look at is between the help desk and this Geek Garage, how many hours are you going to be working? Is the help desk going to be guaranteed 40 hours a week where the Geek Garage can vary? How's the insurance look at the job? Is it good insurance? You got to factor in other things like that. Um, you know, my salary as a director level position is way below average, to be 100% honest. But my employer 100% pays for my health care and 100% funds my 401k. By the time you add those things in, that is a significant more than I would make if I was making my competitive wage and having those things deducted. So it ends up being a wash for me. So if that $14 an hour job has great benefits and paid time off and 40 hours a week, definitely try to go for that. But if it doesn't and the Geek Garage has better benefits, definitely go for the Geek Garage. So is Boson good for Comptia? You know what? I didn't look. I haven't. So they do offer Comptia exams. Yep, they offer the practice exams. So Boson is definitely a choice for Comptia. They offer Cisco, CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, Microsoft Azure and 365, Comptia A plus, Sys plus, Fundamentals, which is I think gone, Linux plus, Network plus, Pen plus, Security plus, and Server plus, AWS, Ethical Hacking, CISSP. So Boson offers a lot of different practice exams, and they also have network simulators, practice labs, a whole bunch of great information out there. So yeah, Boson is great for that. And again, I put a link to that in the chat. It's not an affiliate link or nothing. It's just what I recommend. Let's see. Let's get back to the chat here. Cloud certs are a major advantage into breaking into IT. The big bald Azure guy, welcome. I can't wait till we get to talk and have a chat with you on our channel. Oops, forgot to click back on the button. Yeah, cloud certs are great, and cloud is still a very much up and coming technology. Um, and I wouldn't expect someone entering an IT field to have knowledge of the cloud, but if you do, that's going to just catapult you even further in your career. Um, and there's a lot of different cloud providers out there. There's Azure, there's AWS, there's Google. You know, I'm just gonna say this with the Azure guy on my screen. AWS is really the most popular cloud platform out there. I think second to being to Azure. Um, it just seems the most widely adopted by organizations, large and small. Where Azure, it tends to seem to lean more towards larger organizations. Let me know if I'm wrong, though. I'm really curious. Jam, I'm only using Packet Tracer for Cisco Labs. Is that enough hands-on practice to pass the Cisco CCNA? The old me would say no. The new me says, yeah, Packet Tracer is a very powerful tool. There is, though, some more free resources out there now, and I just learned about this the other day. Let me see if I can pull it up. So Packet Tracer is a network emulation tool where it emulates your network. It doesn't actually simulate it. It's not a exact simulation. It emulates it. So it kind of looks like a network, but it doesn't actually perform like the network. Cisco recently came out with their DevNet line of certifications, and with that, they released what they call the DevNet Sandbox. Um, and it is a. Let me see if I can log in here. Let me pull this up. It wants me to register. Let's see if I can just click through this really quick. But it's actually allows you to spin up real switch topographies and build a truly virtual network. So here we go. I'm going to drop the link to this in the chat. So Cisco DevNet Sandbox, where it's completely free. You can spin up. I think I broke it. All right, here it is. So they give it's a free learning lab center, and it's a sandbox environment, and you can go in and spin up a cloud network topology and stuff like that, and get a little bit more hands-on, up to date with current iOSs out there. So that's something you might want to look into as well as another great free resource. I just dropped the link to that in the chat. But between Packet Tracer and the Cisco DevNet playground, the sandbox, yeah, that is enough to be able to pass the CCNA certification. Now, if you have the budget for it, I absolutely still recommend building a home lab, going out and buying equipment. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. A lot of people think you have to spend a lot of money when you're building a CCNA home lab, and you don't. Maybe $100 at most for a really elaborate lab, $20 for your basic lab. I have links to some of the recommended equipment down in my description. There's Amazon links, and then there's also eBay links. The eBay links are going to probably be cheaper, but just buy some cheap used equipment, and it will really go a long way to give you that. There's something about clicking in that net Ethernet cable and feeling the click and seeing it seed in and the lights come on the port, or the lights not coming on. There's something about that I think is invaluable. It really will help you understand networking better, be able to tangible and put your hands on something like that. So, damn, Server Plus was discontinued by Comptia. Yeah, I did realize that, but I think Boson just hasn't updated their website. Excuse me. I have my Server Plus, and I'm about to test at my school for A plus slash CCNA in a month. Do you have any recommendations on the next cert I should be looking in to get to progress my career? What do you want to do? It really depends. You have fundamental certifications. What are you looking to do? Like, where are you looking to progress in the career field? And depending on what you like to do, I'd follow some of the entry level certifications along that line. So, my experience about repairing and fixing computers back to 20 years ago. Now I am almost finished with my A plus. I'm moving to a cheap country to spend all my time for learning my plans after A plus. I get network plus. Don't think I quite read that right. I apologize. I my experience. Okay, yeah. Moving to a cheap country to spend all my time learning. My plan is A plus after I get network plus. You know, once you get the network plus, I don't know if I'd necessarily even recommend going back and getting the A plus. Network plus is way more advanced almost than the network plus, especially if that's what you're interested in is networking. The network plus, you can land an entry level networking position. I'm getting behind on the chat. Let's see. The big bald Azure guy. Azure is closely closing the gap quickly. I'm a cloud antagonist. Antagonist? Though, yeah. I and I see the value in each. We have a good discussion around it Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. I have a line full of questions. I actually will probably get you here soon. 1-2. 1-2 and security. Network plus. Okay. 1-2 and security plus. Uh and find the job. Recently I heard about David and learning Python is also important. So give me your advice. If you are interested in networking, Python is very useful. Python is very useful for almost any career position you're looking to get. So my biggest thing is you don't need to get all this skills without building up actual experience. Um, there's a thing such as having too many IT certifications that will actually deter employers from hiring you. Um, if they see, oh, this person has all these certifications, but they've never, um, they've never actually worked in the IT career field, then they actually might not be as interested. So, definitely what I'd recommend to you, if you have some certifications already, you need to start working in the IT career field right away. So, get that entry level position. This isn't me. It is difficult to emulate a bag of wire or a bad plug. That's going back to talking about the Cisco packet tracer, and absolutely, it is difficult to do that, emulate that. And that's why I still to this day, if you can afford it, I recommend getting a physical lab. If you can't, that's fine. I understand. But yeah, um, packet tracer just can't emulate everything. Can you use the router as a DNS server in DevNet? The DevNet I was showing, you only get things for a limited amount of time. You have to reserve them for a time block. So technically, yes and no. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Let's get back to chat here. These are some great questions, you guys. And just like This Isn't Me said, don't forget to like. It really helps the video get out and get found by more people. Actually, looks like I just caught up on chat. So if you guys have any more questions about the IT career field, make sure and drop them in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, put them in the comments below, and I get back to every single one of you guys. So I really enjoy doing these live streams and helping you guys figure out ways to advance and really enter the IT career field. Excuse me. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm just getting over a cold. So my voice isn't 100%, and it is hotter than heck in this studio right now. For some reason these windows are like painted shut, So I can't seem to get them open. And my thermostat over there says it's only 72, but with these lights and stuff, I'm sure it's hotter than that. How often do you do these live streams? I do these live streams every week. Typically, they are on Sunday nights, not Monday nights. This Sunday was Easter and time got away from me, so we postponed it to tonight. If I miss it on a Sunday night, I typically try to do it the next available night, which is typically Monday night. But every Sunday, we do a live stream. Coming up here soon, we're going to be putting out a recorded video every week talking about different topics. Last ones we just did was resume and interviewing tips for the IT field. Definitely go check those out. They're on the channel. I don't know if they're linked in the description or not, but definitely go and check those out. They are really great interviews with a fellow YouTuber called IT Lifer. And we had a really great discussion. He has well over 20 years experience in the position, top level positions in the career field, and it was a really great interview. So definitely go check those videos out. They're packed full of great knowledge. But yeah, these live streams, we do at least one a week, at least one a week. Sometimes we do two, sometimes, sometimes we do two and release two videos or something if we feel really crazy, have time. I say we, it's me, but JM, I already have a certified ethical hacker cert and I want to go into cyber. Would you recommend me taking the CEH practical first or pen test in the near future? Um, Definitely go for the pen test plus. Um, the CEH used to be the industry leading cert. Nowadays, it's quickly falling behind. The pen test plus is really catching up to a lot of the industry standards and is quickly being recognized by more and more employers. So between the CH and the Pen Test Plus, I highly recommend the Pen Test Plus. Now, if you, for those of you that this comment just reminded me, for those of you who think you're interested in cyber and want to gain a little bit of knowledge, one place I do recommend is TCM Security. Let me pull it up here. And one reason I recommend them, if you're interested, the link is down in the description to TCM Security. So this is TCM Security. For those of you who are interested in pen testing or security or anything, they have a very quick coming popular, just like the Pen Test Plus. They have the PNPT certification, and it is quickly becoming an industry standard certification as well. Their prices are very reasonable. And for those of you who are, some of you I might say, well, $299, that's not reasonable, Dakota. Well, that's not. But they have this cool section called their academy. And inside their academy, they have tons of really great courses for just 30 bucks, 29.99. Tons of, you got practical ethical hacking, Windows privilege escalation, Linux escalation for beginners, the external pen test playbook. They have basic classes like Linux 101. And what's really great about these courses is they're only $30. And they are packed full of information. So if like you're interested in Linux, Linux is a very popular tool on the help desk, especially if you plan on going into anything with servers, server based positions use a lot of Linux. And this course here is packed full of tons of information. It's got 5.5 hours of course material. It's got labs. It's got all the different information. Just looking at this, look at all this information you're going to learn about Linux. So for those of you who are on a tight budget, but are looking to kind of sink your teeth into a certain technology, or, just they deal a lot with security. So the link for this is down in my description, guys. That is an affiliate link. So if you do click on it, I do get a little bit of kickback at no extra cost to you. But if you're interested in any of these courses, they are a steal. 30 bucks for a really great, well laid out course by a TCM Security is quickly becoming an industry authority, an industry standard. And then if you want to take it further, you can go for their PNPT, which is an industry recognized certification for those of you who are looking to get in security. So there's my little plug for TCM Security, my little rant. But you know, that question I was talking about earlier just kind of reminded me of them, and I wanted to throw that out there. JM asks, I heard Red Hat certs are good to get high paying jobs. Is that true? Um, yes, but you need to build some experience before just jumping into a Red Hat cert. Um, you know, there's a lot of prerequisites I would line up before just going into Red Hat. Red Hat is more advanced. You know, you have to have a really good understanding, I think, of Linux first. But yeah, Red Hat is, you know, a lot of big corporations run Red Hat. Um, so yeah, absolutely. I'm not seeing any more questions come in the chat. If you guys have any more questions, make sure and drop them in the comments or in the live chat. Otherwise, I think we're going to be wrapping this up. My wife just brought me some Dairy Queen, a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Amazing. And she's probably going to scold me because I'm drinking Dutch Brothers right now. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. Oh no, I already answered that one. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap this video, this live stream up. We will be doing a live stream next Sunday. Um, our don't know what time yet, but we will be doing one then. Um, and I don't know if we'll have a video between now and our next live stream. We'll definitely have one next week because Saturday, I am interviewing the big bald Azure guy, and we're going to be talking about Azure and cloud computing and so many great topics. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. So that video will be out here, not this week, but probably next week on the channel. So all right. Well, I don't see any more questions. If you guys haven't already, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the video get found. If of course, if you like this video and want to see more of it, definitely make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon so you receive notifications when we go live. Because, like I said, we do a live stream every week, and starting here soon, we're going to be putting out a recorded video every week as well. So all right, guys, thank you for taking the time and tuning in. If you have any questions after this live stream, put them in the comments of any of the videos and I will get back to you. Uh, Also, if you're not a member yet, we have a Discord server. There's a link for that down in the description. Make sure you go over to our Discord server and check it out. There's a lot of useful information over there, a lot of super helpful folks that really take the time to answer any questions you might have. A lot of times after our live streams, we will have like an after show party in the voice channel of our Discord server. It's a lot of fun. We share stories about broken printers and you name it. But definitely go check that out. If you're not a member of that community, we're like 300 strong over there on Discord and growing quickly. So check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great week. And until next time, take it easy.